Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. So I haven't uploaded for a while just because shit really hit the fan. But today's my first day of high school. So I'm gonna be doing like a makeup and story time because why not? In the next video I'll explain why I haven't been uploading, and I'm probably gonna vlog a little bit at the end of this video. So yeah, let's get started. Okay, so this story time, if you couldn't tell by the title, is about the time me, my not bestie anymore, but like kind of close friend, and the popular girl got stuck in the woods for almost 2 hours. So this is Friday this happened, actually. So it was still really recent. So me and my bestie, we'll call her Liz, we were talking about, I'm sorry, I'm congested. We were talking about going in the woods for a long time, but we never actually did it because there's animals in there that will probably eat us the hell up. And there's probably some demon shit in there too. I wouldn't doubt it. Just feel like people like, we're just gonna do it now. Like, it's Friday. We're just gonna get this shit done and over with. And we're probably not gonna go back in. I had already been in the woods before a few years ago, so I kind of knew my way around. Like, this trail, that trail. I wouldn't take my bestie or anyone on an adventure back there if I didn't know where I was going, just for the sake of both of us getting lost. And so we're like, okay, well, we head to the park to see if one of the boys from the friend group are there. Oh, I need a drink of water. I'm dehydrated and congested, and it's not good. Anyway, we go and see if one of the boys are there. And the popular girl just so happens to be there. We'll call her, so my bestie's Liz. We'll call her Perfume. So Perfume was there, and like, okay, well, why don't I just ask her? And so my bestie's like, okay. And so the popular girl goes to leave after, they all hang out and shit. And this was the day that the popular girl started to kind of like me. This one boy was filling tons of shit in her head about me. That's why she never liked me. And I don't have a problem with her. I'm the type, I won't have a problem with you unless you have a problem with me. And so I'm like, okay, well, she's gonna be nice to me, I'll be nice to her. But if she wants to fight, that could happen anytime, regardless of where we are. And so, I'm not the fighting type, keep that in mind. So, we ask her, she's like, yeah, I'm gonna go home and I'm gonna change. And so we're walking to Kay's house, and we're kind of nervous, but like, we're just like, we're about to get this shit over with. And we were like, what if there's an emergency? And they have like a sign in there, and I already knew about this sign. There's like numbers to call if there's an emergency. And so I'm like, okay, well, we could just call one of those numbers. Like, it's not a big deal. But then again, like, I made sure my phone was charged and shit too. Because if my phone ain't charged and I need to get a hold of someone, sis. Okay, so I kind of did like a bow in the back of my hair. Anywho, so we get Kay and we walk the one way so that we can scope out, see who's outside and shit. And no one really was, thank God. And so we're like, okay, well, like, we probably should go now. And I, like, stay back so that I can, like, lead them. And make sure, like, nobody's coming. Because if somebody was to come, we would have been dead. Where did my eyebrow brush go? I lose it every day. But, yeah. So, I'm like, okay, well, like, you guys, I'll tell you guys when to go in. I'll stay back. And then when it's clear for me, I'll go in. And so, it's clear for them. And I'm like, okay, go. Like, hurry. Like, make it quick. Be quiet. Because if they hear we're into snap, good luck. I'm not dealing with that. Hello. Okay, so I got my eyebrows done in it. So we make it past the fence, as I said, and then we're walking. It's like a really long path, and we thought we kept hearing shit, but I'm like, okay, well, it's literally just animals. Like, there's animals back here, and that's why I didn't want to come back here in the first place, was because there's animals. My bestie really wanted to, and I'm not letting that bitch go alone. Like, anyone could be back there, anything can happen. She could get stranded, stuck, God knows, or get lost, because she's never been in there before. And I wasn't about to let her just like something happen to her. So I went in with her and Kay. And we make it to the second trail. There was already another entrance, but it was like blocked off. Like, and plus people look like, I don't know. I don't know how to describe it. And so I'm like, okay, well, like, we made it. Like, here we are, bitch. And Kay was like, okay, well, like, this is the actual way to second trail. But the gate was like, because it was gate, like, it was an entire damn gate. The gate was locked and closed. And there's a factory nearby, so keep that in mind. And we're like, okay, well, like, if someone comes from the factory, like, we gotta go, like, ASAP. And so Kay slides under that damn gate. And it's like a hill, so she's going up as she slides. I tried that before, and I got stuck. So I'm like, okay, well, like, I'm just gonna go through the gate with Kay. Not Kay, I meant Liz. So me and Liz end up going through the gate, and it took me a good 2 minutes to do. Liz is like a twig. Like, she went through that, but I got a little beefy because I've been eating so damn much. And so it takes me a hot minute. I'm like, okay, well, like, here we are, bitch. And so we make it in, and we're all like, oh, damn, like, it's pretty back here. And I haven't been back there in a hot minute, but Kay has. And so she's like, okay, well, like, let's go this way, because if we go that way, it's just not a smart idea. And it was probably because, like, that's, like, where a lot of the animals were, but, like, obviously not just in one part of the woods. Like, there could be an animal anywhere. And come to find out, obviously, because something was coming towards us. But we're not at that part yet. And so we're walking down the main trail, because we were about to take the side trail, but we took the main trail because it was much more safer and shit. So we take the main trail, and we make it to the fields. And, like, that shit was like a good, like, 10-15 minute walk. And we make it to the trail, and we're like, okay, like, it's hella pretty over here, but, like, we gotta be careful. Like, it's hunting season. And I'm like, in September? No one in my family really hunts, so, like, I don't know, like, hunting season and shit. And in case there's, like, I mean, like, shotguns or shit, like, not shotguns, there'd probably be arrows. It's probably arrow season, probably not shotgun season. But you never want to take that chance. Like, don't take that chance, please. And so I'm like, okay, well, like, bro, like, we ain't going that far. And plus, the main reason why we didn't even go that far was because that sun was burning. And it was much, much more cool in the shades. We're like, okay, we're not gonna go. And thank God we didn't. So we were making our mind, because we kind of wanted to go, but we kind of didn't. So Kay, me, and Liz are all, like, in, like, a, like, circle, and we're, like, talking. We're standing, thank God, because, yeah. And so we're like, okay, well, like, what should we do? And then all of a sudden we hear a radio come on from the factory, and we're like, oh shit. And we all look at each other like, what the hell is that? And I'm like, that's the radio for the factory. Like, even I knew that. Like, we need to get out of here. And we're like, okay, so we start running back. And there was a tractor, I forgot to tell you this, but there was a tractor parked at the front, like a little past the gate when we got in. And so we're like, okay, well, like, hell no. And so we hear that tractor start up, and it's coming towards us. And so we run and we dive in the bushes. And I'm like, what now? Like, we weren't stuck in this spot, fun fact. So we're like, okay, well, like, we gotta let it pass us, and eventually the tractor passes right, and I mean right by us. And we're all shitting on ourselves at this point. We're like, oh, hell no. And I'm just like, okay, well, like, we finna die. And so, what we do is, Kay ends up getting out, and then I fall behind her, and Liz is kind of like staying back because she can't run that fast. Sorry, Liz, if you're watching this, but you kind of can't. And neither can I. I cannot run for the life of me. So it's not just her. I'm not trying to put her down, but like, we both of us can't run that fast. Kay? Oh, she can zoom. Like, I don't know how, but she can zoom. And so we're like, okay, well, like, Kay's gonna go out. Kay goes out, and she's like, okay, well, like, that tractor's gone. Like, we're getting out of here. And all of a sudden, Kay stops dead in her tracks. And I'm like, oh, hell no. Like, what now? And she's like, there's a guy right there. We need to go. Like, come on, like, we need to go. And she's, like, telling us to stay quiet and, like, walking behind her. And I'm like, yo, like, what was he doing? And nothing, like, kind of, like, by the gate. And there's a truck there. And the truck was hidden, like, around this, like, bend. Because there was, like, a bend in the trail. Not, like, a huge bend, but, like, a little bit of a bend. And the truck was hidden, like, behind some bushes type shit. Like, it was trying to catch someone. And I'm like, okay, well, like, bitch, we getting out of here. And so I grab Liz's hand, and I'm like, bitch, you're coming with me. And so we found a clearing, like, in, like, in the, we found a clearing type shit, not really, like, a clearing, but, like, a little, like, not trail, but, like, a little, like, opening that we could hide in. And it led to, like, these really two thick trees, and we're like, okay, like, this is perfect. And we keep, like, on and off for the next, like, 25 minutes. No one goes out except for Kay. I think she went out once. No one goes out except for Kay. And every time, because she's like, okay, well, like, I can't risk getting caught. And I'm like, okay, well, like, I'll do it. Like, I got it. Like, don't worry about this shit. I got it. And so basically, for the next 25 minutes, we kept hearing the tractor. We didn't hear the tractor, but at the end of the 25 minutes, like, we heard the tractor, and, like, no one was going because we don't know where the guy was, if anyone was coming. And so we were just like, okay, well, like, we gotta get this shit done and over with. Like, we gotta go, like, now or never. But that never ended up happening because that tractor kept coming. Like, the tractor was all over the place. Like, we couldn't go. And I'm like, her, Liz, and Kay, both of them were just kind of like crying a bit. And I'm just sitting there like, oh, shit. I was trying to comfort both of them, but also, like, I had to go. Like, I had to get all of us out of here. Like, that was my responsibility. And hell yeah. And so I'm like, okay, but, like, I'll go look, because the tractor, like, stopped. Like, we didn't hear the tractor, and I'm like, okay, but, like, I'll go look. Like, I'll go see, like, what's the tea? And there was really, like, we didn't see anyone, but we heard a guy talking in the distance. And so I kept peeking out every now and then. And, child, when I say these branches were snapped, they were snapped. So I kept getting stuck. I kept getting caught. And I was wearing I was actually wearing this hoodie at the time with these jeans. I'm wearing the same exact outfit, even the shirt on underneath. That's ironic. I never even planned to film this story time. I didn't even plan that out. Oh my god. Anyway. So we're like, okay, well, like, bitch, we need to go. Like, and we couldn't go because that guy was still there. And someone was in the truck. Kay told me, because she came back, she told me someone's in the truck. Like, we gotta wait a little bit. So I eventually peek out. I'm like, okay, well, like, I'm in the truck now. Like, we gotta go eventually. And there still was. We could hear people talking. And then eventually we heard the car doors slam. I'm like, okay, maybe they're getting out of here. But we kept hearing the tractor coming back and forth. And we're like, okay, well, like, if the truck leaves, the truck leaves. But if the tractor, like, comes towards us, we still gotta stay here. Like, we can't go if the tractor comes towards us unless we have, like, damn, like, teleportation powers. Because the fence was a little far. And so I'm in the back and I'm like, okay, well, guys, like, just go. Like, we need to get out of here. And so I send Kay, and Kay's just like, yeah, there's still guys in the truck. And so we're waiting, and eventually they're like, okay, well, like, you gotta go. Like, Liz can't do it, you have to do it. And I'm like, oh, okay. Like, I didn't know what the hell to do. And so I do it. And we were sitting there for literally over an hour. And then eventually I'm like, okay, well, like, we gotta go. Like, and we've been sitting here for like an hour and like something minutes. Like, we need to get out of here. And Kay was like, okay, well, like, you gotta keep looking. Like, go out. Because I had to add, like, about 45 minutes before this, I added her on Snapchat. And I was like video recording that in case like she could see like what I saw. And she's like, okay, well, like, is the fence open? Because if the fence is open, we can go as long as someone's in the truck. The tractor is kind of coming a little bit. It's coming and going, but bitch, if you gotta go, like, if you gotta go, like, we gotta go. Liz had to pay him like, girl, go squat somewhere. And then this is around the same time we started hearing like something starting to circle us, and in my mind, I'm like, it's probably just a bunny, but it did have a little bit of heavy footsteps. I'm not saying it was a person. It was probably a coyote or like a fox or some shit. But then again, I'm not trying to get my ass eaten, and neither are the girls. So, yeah, that was pretty fun. There's just some. We didn't see what was coming at us. Like, we had no damn idea what it was. Personally, I kind of don't want to know. And so, we are like, okay, well, like, yeah, there's an animal. We need to get out of here. Like, bitch, we're gonna die. Type shit. Where did my brush go? It just disappeared. Well, shit. Wait, now. Never mind. Get all this damn purple off. So, I was a little bit scared to, like, look in case I got caught or some shit. Oh my god. Yo. No. Like, bitch, we need to go. Like, we getting out of here. But that kind of happened because still, there was a camera, like, recording, like, in the truck. There was a camera recording, like a dash cam type shit. And I was like, okay, well, like, technically we're gonna get caught anyway. Like, they're just gonna see us on camera. No one's in the truck anymore. Now's our chance to go. And so I'm like, Kay didn't want to go. Liz was like, okay, we gotta get out of here. I'm like, Liz, we can't go. We can't go. We got to stay here. And so I sneak out of the bushes and I go and walk up. The fence wide open. The truck, no one's in it. And so Liz and Kay comes out and she's like, and Kay is in the back. She's like, okay, well, like, I'm gonna stay here. Like, I really need to make sure, like, there's no one in that truck or some shit. I'm like, okay, I got you. And so I go, and me and Kay go, not Kay, me and Liz goes, and there's no one in the truck. Like, the truck is empty. It's just the dash cam recording. And so we're like, okay, I'm like, now's the chance. Like, if we're gonna go, we're gonna go. And so me and Liz signal, like, okay, like, come on, like, we gotta go. There's no one in the truck. Now, I originally thought there was at this point, but whoever was in it had left. Because there's no one in that shit. And I just stabbed myself in the eye with eyeshadow. And so we go, like, we just take off running. Like, that's all I remember. We just run. We just run and we don't stop. We don't stop until we're all the way down the main trail that we came off of. we're like halfway. We stopped, catch our breath, and we just kind of looked at each other like we really made it. Kay was calling her sister the entire time, and she's like, "Bitch, what do I do? Bitch, what? Like, what do I do?" Also, sorry if the story time was a little bit foggy. My memory is just getting worse day by day. I kind of don't like how it's orange, so I'm gonna make it a little bit tan. Wait, hang on, I have an idea. So me and Kay only are the only ones with phones, and we pull out our Snapchats and we just start like recording the area around us and just kind of like lightly cheering and stuff. And Liz don't have a phone, but like she's really. It actually was like, thank God, like we got out of there in the end. It took us an hour and a half to get out of that shit, but like right before they signaled me to go and see if anyone was in the truck for the last time, right before, as I said, we booked it. We heard the radio again, and it was like something about a sample, and so we're like, okay, because there was a way we could have took, but it would have led straight to the factory, and that's private property. And yeah, like it was scary. I'm like, okay, but like we might not make it out of here alive. Like you guys need to know that. And it was like golden hour when we made it out of there. All I remember was the sun just being on my face, and me and Kay looking over each other like we did it. Like we got out of here. Like we didn't expect us to ever get out of there, let alone in one piece. Like, damn. No, that's almost gone. I'm going to use something else to do my lips with. Like we doubted ourselves, and then we got out, and then my friend A, he's like my guy best friend. He was like right there. He wasn't waiting for us because no one like really knew how dumbasses we are. Um, but I just kind of call him, and I'm like, bro, like I tell him the entire story. Like we were stuck, like we couldn't do this, we couldn't do that. We were about to get like killed by some shit. And that's why we don't go in the woods. And that is also why no one should go in like the deep trees. Like we were in the deep trees, bitch. Like we weren't stuck in no like first trail shit. We were really, really stuck. What time is it? Ayo, it's 6:36. Well, my friend slept in a bounce house last night. Lucky at high school today. My first day of high school. Shitting myself. And so we're all like, me and Kay, like we're like, we all go get some water from my house, and then we head to the park and we sit there, and I'm just like, thank God that it's over. Like it was scary. Like thank God that shit's over with. Because if we were stuck in there a little longer, I think I would have vomited. Just saying. Um, but overall, I'm not do that shit again. It was dumb. It was dumb from the beginning. But you know, we're teens. We're gonna be dumb. We're just freaking dumbasses. It's like lip shit. I mean, when you're wearing a mask, obviously, so probably. Yo, I forgot about this purple ass eyeshadow. It's so cute. Crusty, but okay. Let's see what I can do with this. Actually, that was a dumb idea. That was a really dumb idea. I'm not going to school like that. Bitch, where's the right shit? Hold on, let me clean this up. So, I personally was like the one who was the most sane during all of it. And see, Liz's mom was like, okay, well, like, she thought she said that she only had to like 5:30. And I'm like, it's 6 something now. Like, it was probably like 6:45 or some shit at that point. It was around there. And I'm like, and so I've already texted her mom when we were in the first bushes. I had her text it. She made it sound suspicious. She was like, I'm having too much fun. Bitch. Child. Like, you trying to get us caught or something? And like, when I say like I was dying inside by the second in that shit, I was And see, Kay is like a year younger than me, and she had like a hella big brain. I was just sitting there like, okay, what now? Probably because I was panicking. Like, if I wasn't panicking so much, I would have got us out of there in like 0.5 seconds. But I mean, if people weren't surrounding us, technically. Wait, why did I do that? Why? Bitch, I'm dumb. I'm not thinking today. But yeah, that's the story on how we got stuck in the woods. I'm sorry, like, it was so foggy and kind of like off. I'm losing my memory more and more day by day. But overall, it was fun. It was fun. It was really fun. Okay, I need highlighter. So, I personally wouldn't do that dumb shit again. I wouldn't. I was gonna originally go on a date back there, but I had to call that shit off. Because obvious reasons. Highlighter. Okay. I need my highlighter because I have to do my cheeks and shit. Okay. I'm personally never going in them shits again. Should have put my shit on first. My blush. I could kind of live without blush in a way. Okay. Who the hell's blowing me up? Bro. Liz. I was about to say her actual name. Liz. Actually ended up calling me at 5:30 this morning. And I'm like, child, I can't talk. Like, I'm hella tired. Do not call me this early. Like, that's like the worst thing you can do. Actually, no. People have done way worse than that. My own bloodline has stabbed me in the back like 2,000 times. I don't see how that's the worst thing you could do to me. But okay. Pop off, I guess. What were they about to do? I know for a fact I need to do my mascara. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna do this purple on my lips. Okay. Now I'm gonna add like a little bit like of a like lightish brown. Shit, what time is it? 6:42. Okay, thank God. I thought about time for my bus and I was like, oh hell no. So yeah, this is the finished makeup look. I really like it. So I want to be freshman. I'm tired. Wish me luck. What do I just... Okay, I need a little bit more. This is a perfume I got for free. And I even got the matching lotion. Beautiful Day by Bath and Body Works. Oh my god. The smell. The smell. If I sound dehydrated, it's because I really am. But anyways, yeah. So that's it for the story time. I might make this a series, but I'm going to start writing shit down so that it's not my memory too foggy and I'm not sitting there like I was today. Like, I'm sorry about that shit. But yeah, I was wearing this tie-dye shirt, I remember, and this hoodie with these jeans, these exact jeans. Obviously, everything's washed now. Like, I mean, I washed my clothing. Who doesn't? I mean, it's kind of nasty. Like, I know this one girl, and I'm making a story time on her because this shit was wild. Oh, God. And I told her nicely before, like, many times, like, do you need to take a shower at my house? Like, you can. And, like, we have a washer, so, like, if you don't, like, we can, like, you know, like, help you out. Like, but, she ended up turning to be a little mentally unwell. I'm not saying that in a bad way. I kind of am too, but, like, she was scared. And if I make a story time on that, I'm probably going to have to do 2 different parts. Because it was wild and really long. Like, it's such a long freaking story about how all this shit happened. But anyway, I'm gonna go. I will see you guys in my next video. Actually, no. I'm gonna vlog and I'm gonna insert all the vlog clips right now.